Thanks for checking out Scotty's Hobbies. Today I'm going to tell you a story about a Ram EcoBoost diesel. This is a 2015 year model this happened on. So my buddy, my good friend, somehow got this hose stuck in his filler neck right here. Because on your guys' Ram EcoBoost diesels with this capless system, there's a dual door. So you have a door right here on top, and then there's another door on the bottom. So what he did is he stuck this hose into the filler, and when down this far, and when it was time to take it back out, when he was done giving or putting the free gas he got or free fuel he got into gas wouldn't be good, the free diesel he got into his tank, he pulled this hose out and he couldn't get it. So somehow it was weak, or might have been ripped or something already, and it got stuck in the bottom door. You can see this is his old one right here. This is the hose. It was stuck down here. I had to destroy it to get it out of this housing. And you can see, I'm going to show you what I had to do, or try to explain to you what you need to do to get this cartridge replaced if you need to. I was looking online trying to help him out, trying to give him some pointers or tips about what to do to replace this, and I couldn't find anything out there other than where to buy this. I found these, I believe they're about 80 bucks or something like that. There'll be a link in the description below for you to purchase these, or if you want this one, this is the extra one. I'm going to be selling it, so I don't know, shoot me some cash and I'll send it to you, who knows. But I ended up being able to replace this. I thought I was going to have to replace the whole assembly at first. Looking at this, I'm like, it's not going to come apart. On the factory one that's on the actual truck, these two screws right here, so one right there and one right there, on his truck were riveted on. When I was pulling everything on the bottom side, it felt like it was all together. So I ended up taking this whole assembly off of his truck and noticing it can come apart. Now to get this off, I was able to not remove the bed or anything. I just took the inner liner on the rear wheel off so I could get inside there. I just made it so I could access up inside there. And holding this on up here, you have your three screws in the fuel filler door on the actual truck bed that need to be off. And after that, on the bottom side, this hose and this hose are using just a regular standard hose clamp. I used a 1/4-inch socket wrench and an extension, I believe, to get these ones off, and then a screwdriver to finish it off. And these two connections right here are these little green clips, and you push on these little green clips. Hopefully you can see it. There's one on both sides. And the one on the truck, I sprayed it with WD-40, I believe, just to get it lubed up. I think it was WD-40, maybe PB spray, but something. I sprayed it inside these connections for a second, and then squeeze these, push in and out, and it was able to slide right off with no problems. Now this hose right here, I wasn't able to get this one off of the truck without cutting it. So what I did was I pulled it to the most convenient place to put another little butt connector like this, or I don't know, coupler, whatever the heck you call this. So I just cut it right here, and then when I put everything back together, I just added another one of these under the truck. So after I got everything out, brought it home, ran into the house real quick, took everything apart. To actually get this cartridge out of the truck, or out of this neck, is actually pretty darn hard. I ended up using some tweaker tools, or picks I guess you could say, and hooking it and sliding it off, or banging it off, and you can see that was the cartridge completely destroyed after I got it out, or getting it out. Now the metal that this cartridge slides into right there, the cylinder of the filler neck, is actually really brittle. So be careful prying on that, trying to get your old cartridge out. What I was able to do is use a pick to slide between the cylinder, or the outside of the filler neck, and the actual cartridge right there. So in between those two, and then turn the pick sideways and pull it out. I'm just showing you right here, there's the two doors on these things that slide right into this neck right here. And again, that neck is very weak. So be very careful, and you might need to re-round it. I had to do it to this one actually. Now you can see this pick right here, I slid it right down the side and tried to use that pry bar, but broke or bent everything. I had the pick going through the handle of that crescent wrench to give me some more oomph or pull when I had the filler neck inside the vise right there, which gave me extra oomph to be able to get it out. I hit it with the hammer a couple times and boom, it came out. So the pick between the cylinder of the filler neck metal assembly and the cartridge, turn it sideways, hit the crescent wrench with the hammer and popped right out. I wish I got a video of that. I did notice a lot of people online say these things get water in them and they freeze up. But if you look at these, inside here, or inside your filler neck, at the very bottom, there's a couple little holes right there. So if you are one of those people that are having problems with these getting frozen up, you might want to make sure that drain is actually draining. And that might solve some of your problems, maybe, I'm not sure. But if you do need to replace this cartridge or what you think is your filler neck assembly, you could just replace this cartridge. The whole thing comes apart after you get those 2 screws out. Get this off, slide this out. Well, before you slide this out too, there's a couple little ears on the filler neck. There's one right here and there's one on the opposite side. I'll show you in the video taking it off. These here are the little ears that are on the cartridge that have to be pressed, or when the cartridge is pressed all the way into the filler neck, those ears right there are all the way in and they should lock. After they lock, push the tabs in on top of those that are on the filler neck, the metal part. There's little tabs, just push them in and that's it. But you had to just pop those out with like a flathead or something. That was actually locking it in place, so it'd be able to slide out. If you don't take those off, it just makes it a little bit harder for you to get it out. So make sure you take those ears out. After you put the new one in, I put a little bit of Vaseline around this little seal right here so it's easier to slide in and out. Give it some little lube, you know, it makes it a lot easier to go in. So I made sure it's lined up with the little, what is it, clock right here. You have a little pintle, lines up right here. Pushed it in. You must be thinking, ah, so easy, but no. After we pushed it in, it took a very long time to evenly press the canister into the filler neck. Here I'm checking to see if the canister is pushed far enough into the filler neck, and this one isn't. So I had to knock it down a little bit more on that one side. Here is locked in place, that one's perfect. Now all you need to do on the other side is knock the upper lip or the lock into place, and all you're gonna do is use like a screwdriver like I'm using right here. I'm using the pick. And that's just to indent the metal part of the filler neck over those little ears or locks on the canister so it doesn't move or go anywhere. And then I was able to reinstall this all as one whole assembly again back into the truck. I ended up putting some nuts and bolts to hold this in right here instead of some self-tappers or anything. I felt it made it a little bit sturdier with a larger washer and stuff on both sides to make it just, I don't know, sturdier, like I said. So you can replace the cartridge if you like. It takes a little bit of time. In this fashion, I'd say this whole job itself took me about 4 hours to get completed. And that was taking this assembly off at his house, running it home, taking it apart, and putting it back on his truck. And it was a little bit longer than I thought. I thought I was gonna be able to just pop this plastic piece off, access this filler neck, and pull this off. Nope, pipe dream, right? That would just make it way too easy if that was the way it was gonna work. So that was not how this worked, but you can replace the cartridge. If you need one, look for links in the description below. If you have any questions, make sure you feel free to comment below, ask away. I'll do my best to answer them. Thanks for checking out Scotty's Hobbies. I hope this video helped you out. If it did, comment below with the year, make, model, engine size of your vehicle, and I will see you on the next hopefully helpful video.